It was a couple of years ago, I guess, when it became front page news across the Western world that an American dentist and sportsman shot and killed a lion in Africa known as Cecil. People were outraged. Protests were held, news pundits ranted, and one late night comedian even got choked up and all teary-eyed when just talking about it on national TV. Meanwhile, as all of these privileged Westerners were going hysterical over a dead lion that they had never even heard of when it was alive, a young African man who was studying at an American university wrote an interesting article giving his perspective. He confessed that he had only first heard of Cecil when people started texting him, giving him their condolences. And quite frankly, he couldn't understand what all the fuss was about. Where he came from in Africa, people were actually quite relieved when a lion was killed. Why? Well, because lions kill people. Even something as mundane as kids walking to school is dangerous. A lion could attack at any moment. So you needed to be on constant alert at every movement of grass, every snapping twig. Likewise, in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, Peter warned the church of his day to be alert and of sober mind. Why? Well, because their enemy, the devil, prowls around like a lion looking for anyone to devour. Now, get it out of your head of any caricature of Satan being a red-colored creature with 2 horns, hoof feet, and a pitchfork. Scripture never describes him in that way. It only says that he is the epitome of evil, whose goal is to prevent the church from living out God's intended purposes here on earth. And without getting all paranoid and thinking that there's a demon behind every bush, do you realize, though, that you and your fellow believers are being stalked? That the demonic is waiting and watching, ready to pounce on any weakness of character, to attack when marriages are the most vulnerable, to slip false teaching into our churches when no one is looking. So be vigilant, walk in holiness, and read and study the Scriptures well.